right, so one quick thing that I do want to talk about, because I didn't know about this until like super recently, like in the last couple of weeks. But so in one of the sources that I have, like I say, I'm going to have a short video showing all the different sources, but one of the recent sources that I came onto talks about the slaying of Rakta Bija, and talks about that in Tantra, they talk about Ashtapasha, so 8 nooses. So I think that's kind of interesting, you know, like Ashtanga, we talk about the 8 limbs of yoga, right? And then in Tantra, they talk about like the 8, like, binds, you know, like things that can hold on to you. And so aversion, shame, fear, doubt, disgust, attachment to a group based on activity, attachment to a group based on birth, and then even like good character, modesty. So it says that Kalika destroys the 8 nooses so that one can be liberated. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, it seems like some of the things with revering the goddess as supreme, you know, as like the top, the god, I don't know, sometimes I can think it's kind of like the complementary side to the like the Yoga Sutras and the 8 limb thing, like these 8 nooses, because you have to be, it almost seems like in order to be able to practice all of those 8 limbs properly, you would first have to deal with, confront something, these 8 nooses too. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. And then the other thing that I was thinking about with, you know, like correlating these things, and I was thinking about languages, and I was reading something that a Russian person wrote in English, and I knew the subject, and so I knew what this person was trying to say, and their English was way better than, you know, my Russian, but the way they said it was so interesting, you know, like the structure, the way a language is put together. And so when I think about, you know, that these 3 episodes of the Devi Mahatmyam, that the Ashtanga sequences kind of seem to go along with them, I think you do have to, like, not try to make it, or for me, you know, have to make it not try to be, like, totally, like, linear and in the way that a Western person's mind, English-speaking Westerner, would think, you know, logical sequence, that the symbols are all there, and they might be kind of in different order, just like different languages put, you know, their subject and their verb and their predicate and all that in different places, and, you know, masculine and feminine is sometimes used. And I know Sanskrit especially, like if you were to start to study Sanskrit, which I don't, you know, I know how to chant, like just the phonetics of it, barely, but I don't understand the way the language is set up, but I know that it's pretty different from English, and so that's one of the things I would have to assume when I'm trying to correlate these 2 things, is that these Ashtanga sequences, I really do think that they are really, really old, and I really do think that they do go somehow tell the same story, but that I cannot try to make it too linear or too literal of a coupling, you know, like it's more of some kind of energetic, like there are 2 ways. The Ashtanga sequences are a physical way with the, like, human body of expressing the story that's in the words or the chanting, the sound of the Mahatmyam. Something like that.